Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Shift Now for November 24th to November 26th, 2022. My name is Arlene Grace, and I'm a spiritual coach. I am a master numerologist, an alchemist, and a conscious channel. Welcome. As you are joining in on the call, please feel free to say hello. I want to begin by saying happy Thanksgiving to our American friends. I'm based in Toronto, and so happy Thanksgiving. Wishing you an extraordinary day with your family, celebrating. Good morning, Joanne. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving to you. I know you're in the States. And so, welcome, everyone. I'm just ensuring everything is kosher here. All is well. And so, yeah, how are you all feeling today? I know that we just experienced a new moon yesterday. And so I'm curious if you have come into a new intention, right? And if you've come into a new intention, has it changed? Has it simplified? Please feel free to share that in the chat. I'm curious. And this week, hi, Lisa. This week we've been playing with smoke and mirrors, right? We've been coming into playing with this idea of, okay, if everything in my life is a mirror, right? It's a mirror of where I'm focused in my thoughts, in my feelings. And the mirror is a cue, taking cue from how I feel and where I'm focused and where my thoughts are. Then am I making a meaning out of what it is that I'm seeing reflected back to me? Right? Because if I'm taking a cue back from what I'm seeing and what I'm experiencing and my thoughts, then really and truly, am I moving forward or am I keeping myself stuck in a cycle, in a pattern? So today we come into this energy of the 5-9 of hearts. Now, the 5 energy is a beautiful energy because it's one of freedom, it's one of play, it's one of celebration, it's one of coming together in community. And so it's just so perfect for Thanksgiving today, right? It's this energy of wanting to get out there. It's this energy of coming into gratitude from within, right? All of these beautiful energies. Good morning, everyone. And as we are feeling this energy of the 5, we've also got this energy of the 9 of hearts. Now, the 9 of hearts is the wish fulfillment card, right? It's things are coming into form. The things that I've been desiring, the things that I've been wanting are now taking shape. So the beauty this morning for me is that I woke up to this extraordinary metaphor. It was foggy outside. It was so foggy, and taking my daughter to school was not a challenge, but you had to be very aware because the fog was so dense. I remember I was saying to her as we were driving, I was like, where's the next light? What's the next light saying, right? And so imagine when you're driving in fog, you have to open up your awareness. You have to be aware of all. Be aware we're going to school, and so be aware of children crossing the street. Be aware of cars that are coming as you're trying to merge. Be aware of the lights itself and the direction of where you're going. And so imagine the opportunity or the ability to bring your awareness whole outside of you so that you are aware of your thoughts, aware of your emotions, aware of the form, the body. And so we're going to play with a little exercise, right? I'm going to invite you all that are watching to take one hand and to place it just in front of you, right? And so place it just halfway over across your face. And as you bring your hand up, I'm going to invite you to bring your awareness to your hand. And so as you're looking at your hand, you can feel your hand, you know the shape of your hand. You could probably feel energy moving into the hand. You could feel the denseness. You can feel the shape of it in a sense. You can see the lines. You can feel it. You know that it's your hand. And as you keep your hand there, we're going to now shift our awareness so that we're looking beyond our hand. We're looking at the screen. We're looking at the room that's around us, in front of us. We can see from our periphery that the room extends out this way and that way. You can notice that your awareness has just expanded. The hand is still here, but we are aware of so much more. Now, it's the same thing as being out in the fog. As I was driving out in the fog, I was aware. I was aware of my car. I was aware of where I was. I was calm. I knew where my hands were. I could feel and sense where the lights, the street lights were going to come. I could start to see coming into form the green light. I could see coming into form a car in front of me with the brake lights. I could see coming into form a person starting to rise up so that they were crossing the street. I could see things come into shape. This is how it works. And so to imagine that everything, whatever it is that you are desiring, is now coming into form. And as it's coming into form, it's the willingness to forego the mind, like forego the stories that may be rising up as you're receiving information, as you're receiving the feedback, to forego stories you may have told yourself about whether or not you could see or want, or it's coming into shape, or whether or not it's actually arriving. It's the willingness to just be the observer in your life. Yeah, I love that, Samantha. So you were experiencing the exact same thing, right? It's foggy there, but things came into form for you so that you could see it. And there was this energy as you were out there. For me, there was this energy of trust that as I continued to move forward, that things would simply show up and I would see them in time. I would experience it as it was, and all was well. So, can you imagine this beautiful unfolding of your life? This beautiful unfolding that's happening for you for those of you who are in the States, as you come into celebration with your family and friends, as you go out there and, go and buy your last minute grocery things, or even for us here in Canada or throughout the rest of the world, as we have set these new intentions, that we continue to allow things to simply unfold. Trust. And to know that with this five is this willingness to commit to our intention, to commit to what it is that we want. And this is for today, right? This is today's energy. That's the blessing in it. To feel the blessing, to feel the gratitude of, oh, I came into this awareness, I came into this new intention, and I know what it is that I want. And I'm going to move forward with that. And I'm going to stay aware of everything. And I'm going to forego the mind that may want to tell me stories or may want to project me into the future. I'm going to stay here now. I am the center of it all. And so as we move into Friday's energy, there's an interesting shift in energy because now we're moving into a very karmic influence. Like it almost feels like there's this disruption that kind of happens, right? Because we're moving into a 6 energy, and underlying this, the 8 of hearts energy, like as you look through the chart, there's all of these 6s, 6 of clubs, 6 of spades, 6, and it's karmic, which means that we're starting to experience we're starting to experience the feedback that we have with others. Now, for many of us, actually, I think this is worldwide now, but it predominantly started in the States. We had Black Friday, right? And Black Friday was such an interesting thing to watch, right? When I was a kid and I used to watch Black Friday, and you'd see all up in the news, people were fighting for the next new toy, and people were fighting to get in line, and people were in this place of over consuming. I need to get the next best thing. I need to get it first. I need to get it cheap. I need to get into this store. And I remember I used to do the exact same thing. I used to drive to the States to get into that thing. And if I missed it, shit, FOMO, fear of missing out, because I didn't want to miss out on the deals. I didn't want to miss out on the things. I didn't want to miss out on the new gadgets. And so there's an interesting energy today where you can get swept away. You can get swept away into the movement of the emotion, which is now inspiring a behavior. And so in this energy of the six, which is really just reflections, right? You're starting to receive the feedback, and there's this desire to have beauty in your life. There's a desire for peace and harmony. There's this desire to make everything perfect, to make everything beautified, to ensure that everything is in its place, right? But now, when we think about this energy of the six, where everything's in its place, we also want our relationships to be in its place. And so we've got this energy of the eight of hearts with the energy of the eight, which is this month. And so there's going to be this fast movement of energy that's going to bring you back to the power of you, back into seeing how you are relating in your relationships. And so there's this invitation to notice where you've got drama, where you're playing with drama in your relationships with your partner, with your family, where it may be happening in the mind. Because if it's triggered in your emotions and you are identifying with your emotions, it can trigger a thought of, oh man, I don't like it when my partner does this, or I don't like it when, it's because of them, or it's because of the government, or it's because of my family, it's because we had Thanksgiving yesterday. Like, all of these things are starting to rise up for you so that you can release them and notice what your patterns are. And so imagine you started with a new intention on Wednesday, yesterday, and now you're moving through the sifting and the sorting of, I've got this intention. And so now we're moving into this place of, am I willing to have it? Did I actually call in this intention for me, or am I doing it for another person again? And so when I say doing it for another person again, I'm going to give you a simple example, right? And I've used this plenty of times. I used to want to be rich, not for me, but for my kids. Like, I wanted to be rich because I wanted to have the big lands, and I wanted to have the property. I wanted to have a tennis court. I wanted to have a swimming pool. I wanted to have a big house, and I wanted all of these things, but it wasn't for me. It was for my kids. Now, the underlying condition for me wanting all of those things for my kids was so they would value me, because of this idea that I'm a single mom and I must do it all and I must succeed. I must be better than my ex-husband. And that I wanted their love. I wanted them to win. I wanted to be one, right? I wanted to be the winner in this relationship. And so when you think about these things, these intentions that you're desiring are the intentions solely for you. I want to be wealthy. I want to be wealthy. We even used to do this. I want to be wealthy because I want to serve the world. I want to save the world. I want to make water better, out in Africa. And I want to go and I want to start this nonprofit business because this nonprofit business is going to do this with, oceans and this and this and this and this. Again, you're projecting out onto something else. What is your intention? And so as we're coming into this sifting and sorting of your intention, you're now starting to see how you're relating with people in your relationships. And other layers, imagine that layers of these patternings where you may have drama, and the drama may not be experienced in physical form, but they can be experienced in the mind and can be experienced in the emotions, so that they can be discovered and they can be released. Right? And so this is the energy of the beauty and the beast. This is the energy of the empath and the narcissist. This is the energy of coming back to discovering the power of you. And not so that you can overpower others, but so that you can come and discover the power that you have that's always been here and that is inspiring you to express out into the world. It's this energy of, I'm going to invite you to play with this question tomorrow. Where am I dimming my light? Where am I dimming my love? How am I feeling in my body? Am I closing myself off to receiving, or am I allowing myself to be in love with my life? Because your key today is to really notice. Your key is inspiring you to celebrate your life, to celebrate the life that you choose, to celebrate that this is your life. And when I say that this is your life, I'm not saying it to be selfish. I'm saying it because if we use the example of coming back to being a mother, a happy mom equates to happy children. A happy mom equates to happy children, right? A happy partner propensity, I don't know what the word is, like allows for a happy relationship, because in that expression of you being your light, you're inspired to share yourself, to share the words, to share what you want to experience, to be vulnerable, to accept and give love, to be unconditional. And so as this key, it's noticing, am I attached to an outcome? Am I attached to people? Where am I controlling? Because you will notice in this energy that's going to be so fast tomorrow, where you may be controlling others, where you be trying to control how things are coming into form for you, right? It's like getting a peek of the green light and you're like, okay, yeah, it's green. I'm going to go. But then after you don't notice, the hand is flashing and there's like 3 more seconds before it turns amber. And so you're like, there's this, oh no, I can't do it. And so it's giving you information to your guidance system of where you slow down, where you pivot, where you go. We can't control the yellow light coming into form. We can just see it as information. And so as things are starting to come into form today, it's noticing it's coming into form. We can't control it's coming into form. We can't control what it's going to look like. We can imagine that it's going to be better than what we've ever dreamed, that it's going to be better than our intention. Because if we have an intention and we are 0.000001% of the divine, then you can imagine that the divine has so much more in store for us. So this is Friday's energy. It's noticing this place, and it's the willingness to, I choose peace. I choose peace. I choose peace as I go shopping, on Black Friday at the malls. I choose to be in my energy. I choose to be in my power. And I start to notice where I can start to feel these waves of energy from others. And I just come back to myself, right? It's this, we're all energetically attuned to one another. And so we can walk into a room and we can feel the energy in it. We can feel when there's a fight. We can feel when, something's amiss. And when we can come and we can acclimate to the power of our essence, the power of our light that's moving through us, then we have the ability to shift a room. Play with that. You have the ability to shift the room just by being in your own energy, being in your own power, by being you. Right? And so this is a rippling energy. Imagine that you are this ripple. You are this light, and this light changes everything. It changes dynamics in your relationships. It changes how you see your money story. It changes and informs you of what you truly want. And so now we're going to move into Saturday's energy. Now, Saturday's energy is 7 of hearts. Like, this is like, for me, it feels like disruptive breakthrough energy. It feels like the energy of, fuck it, I'm done. It's this energy of, you see that line there? You see that line that I put across the sand? I'm going to jump over it because I'm done with this story. And so it's this interesting weaving together of, I had Thanksgiving, and we'll use that as we had Thanksgiving. We had all of this connection. It was fun. It was great, or it wasn't. And then I had this discovery of where I may have been giving away my power, of where I may have been allowing someone else to tell me what to do, or all of this other stuff. I've noticed the drama. And now we come into Saturday where this energy is like, I'm done with that. I don't want any more of that. And so there's this breakthrough energy that's inviting you to expand the love that you have for yourself, connected to the value that you have for yourself. This is all about you, right? And so it almost feels like, I'm done with the family stuff. I want to go be by myself. I think I might want to journal. I might want to go for a walk. Might be stuck with my kids, but I'm going to share with my kids, hey, give me a minute. And so there's this, it feels like there's going to be some moments where you may be inspired to have some inner time, like some time to yourself, some time to breathe. And it feels like you're being invited to do something different. So, what is it that you want? Like, all of this is navigating so you can discover more of what you want. And it's this interesting energy of it's my way or the highway, right? And so notice how you are connecting with others. Notice how you are feeling, because your key is to be willing to redefine what love means for you. What and we all know, I'm looking at the chat here, like love begins within, right? And so if love begins within, and if love is always available from within, then you might even be redefining how you act on love for you. Am I willing to act on behalf of it? Am I willing to leap on behalf of it? Am I willing to redefine the love relationship dynamics? You know, what does it mean to be in relationship, right? It's like these kinds of things are shifting out for you as patterns. You know, I mean, I remember when I was in my 20s and I wasn't dating anyone, people were like, when are you going to get married? When are you going to go have kids? When are you going to do all these things? Well, like, I don't know. And why are you telling, like, who told you I had to be married by 30? Who told you I had to have a kid by 31? Like, there are no set rules. And so in this shifting and this leaping of, I want to do what I want to do, there's a redefinition that's happening for you that will be coming into your awareness quick time so that you can leap, right? And so it's paying attention to your own, how you're feeling in your body, to notice whether or not you are taking action from a place of I'm trying to fix it, to notice where you are taking action from the light within, right? Because taking a leap and making a choice doesn't have to be painful. It doesn't have to hurt. There's this feeling that erupts from within when you are ready to make a choice. And sometimes that feeling is just love bursting through. And so it's this, it's this beautiful opportunity that's really leading you. Like when I think about this 8 energy month, it's like boom, boom, boom. Like I'm done letting other people tell me what to do. I'm done giving away my power. I'm done being treated this way, is kind of what I'm hearing. I'm done being treated this way. I want more and I deserve it and I love myself. And so I'm going to have it. Right. And so I think that it's an extraordinary energy that we're moving through this week, where I'm going to imagine that you're playing with this new intention that rose up yesterday for you. And so it's a beautiful, when we think about the divine timing of it, like it's moving you from an awareness into the acceptance, into the forgiveness of it, into a place of I'm letting myself have it. I'm good. I choose it. I want it. I'm leaping and I'm all in. So I am curious. I'm really curious about your what's going on for you. I'm curious about your intentions that you have set for yourselves. And I'm curious about what questions you have. Samantha, I just read a quote, but it was something around the lines that control is everywhere because we've been made to believe that chaos is turmoil, yet it's just a symptom of choosing. Yeah, it was something like, yeah, absolutely. Like it's like the way that I'm feeling it is you make a choice, it causes a ripple, right? You make a choice and everything else starts to take form for it. You start to move energy in the direction of what it is you want, which is the beginning of the divine timing. And so that's why making decisions is so important. And the thing is that we're making decisions constantly, whether we know it or not. Sometimes those decisions are the same patterns over and over and over again when we aren't aware. And other times we can be allowing others to make choices for us when we don't even realize, right? Like I used to do it with my girlfriends all the time. Hey, we're going to go out for dinner. What do you want to eat? I don't know. What do you want to eat? I don't know. Which restaurant do you want to go to? I don't know. No one would choose. And so everyone would get all frustrated because no one's choosing. But the person who ends up choosing, who's choosing for themselves, is wanting to go to a restaurant because they want their things. But underneath it, she was feeling, oh, I don't want to, like, what if they don't like the restaurant? What if they don't like the food? What if this or that? And so we have these dynamics in relationships that are wanting to rise up so that you can choose for yourself, right? Yeah. Oh, Janine, for sure. I'm going to imagine you are feeling some great shifts. You're in Mercury right now. And so you've got a 52-day window of new awarenesses and ideas and thoughts and wanting to do new things and all of that stuff. Like, it's brilliant. Love it. So share with me, what is happening for all of you? What questions do you have? I'm curious. Good morning, Ashley. How are you? Rosalie, hello. Yeah. And what do you have planned if you're in the States? Do you have Thanksgiving planned? Do you have celebrations and dinners? And if you're not, what are you going to do today to go and play, to celebrate, to commit? What are you committed to today? I'd love a card, please. Next steps on staying. Yeah. Next steps on staying the course of commitment to my vision. And so funny. I could see, as I'm seeing you, I could see the Queen of Clubs right here. And so I could feel that you decided, because I remember I feel like there was a decision to be made. And I could feel that the decision is here. Oh, you can't see me. But here, like in front of the heart, but it's not in the heart. And so let's see what the cards say. Ooh. So there's a little bit more, it feels, so the Four of Clubs is all about the flow of mental energy, flow of mental mind energy. It's this, it can also be this energy of control. And so as I'm feeling the Four of Clubs for you, I can feel my mind start to, like, not flare up, but it gets bigger. And so as the Four of Clubs, there's still part of you that hasn't yet claimed this decision fully. And so I'm going to imagine you claimed it, but you're still in this place of acceptance. And so part of what you're accepting is the willingness to allow this ripple to happen, to allow things to come into form. There's a part of the mind that's thinking that if I claim this, that it's going to show up in certain ways. It's going to change dynamics in relationships. It's going to change this. It's going to change that. And so there's an underlying fear that's just wanting to rise up. And so we're letting the fear rise up. And so as this fear is rising up, Four of Clubs, like, okay, so now that this fear has risen up and now that we have a little bit more space in the body, yeah, claim what you want. What's your intention? Really feel that intention. Bring it from the mind down into the heart and allow that energy just to move through your entire body. Yeah. And I could feel it's moving energy out in the back. Like there's almost this energy of like this fear of receiving support, or receiving from a distrust with receiving. It's almost like I'm open to receiving, but I can only receive it in certain ways. I can only receive it from certain people. And so in this, it's this willingness to receive from all, receive from life, receive from family, friends, mom, dad, all everything and everyone, to know that this is inspired by this intention. And so the result is going to raise your, it's a raising of your values. One, this is also the card of it's a millionaire's card, so it doesn't mean that you're going to get $1 million, but it does allow for you to raise up the value of what your intention is, the love for the intention that you have. The underlying karma of the Seven of Diamonds is the Nine of Hearts, and so there is also a release a release of I feel like emotional stories that may be connected to how you think it's going to arrive, and experiences that you've had in receiving in the past. And so I love that for you. Yeah. I've been committed to sharing with the world and yet haven't had inspiration on the next step for that. So I'm living my life. Am I not hearing the inspired action, or is momming this up? Okay, I'm just feeling. There's just energy rising up and moving out through your throat. So we're just going to let that rise up. I feel like, let's see, 10 of Spades. I feel like there's all of this information that you're receiving from spirit. You're receiving the inspired step, but there's a part of you that doesn't trust the next step. There's a part of you that doesn't trust what's coming in. Is this coming in for me? Is this for my next step? Is this the direction that I'm supposed to be going in? And I feel like part of it is because as I'm seeing you as a child, there were many things that you intuitively knew. You were very intuitive as a child. And so you intuitively knew so much, and you would act on behalf of that intuit, but then you get in trouble, right? And so it's almost this energy of like, I can't be me. And every time I was me, I would get in trouble. Or every time I shared what was coming through in my intuition, I was negated. And so in this, you fell away from trusting your intuition. And so it's building the trust with your intuition again, building the trust with the channel that's coming through, and just taking step by step by step by step. You don't have to know what will transpire, what will come into form in each action that you take, but it's just this, you build trust by acting on behalf of it, right? And so are you willing to do that? And so that you can build that and allow and so this will bring you into better mastery of the mind. And so it feels like, I get it. So it's coming in, but the body or the mind is telling you, oh, this isn't it. This isn't, we can't trust this, right? And so it's stories from the past. And if you start to act on behalf of what's coming through, you start to become the authority with the intuition that's flowing through, so that the mind can start to play with you and act on behalf of you instead of trying to protect you. Does that make sense? So there's this shifting into this mastery of the mind where, just like in the beginning of the call, you're shifting into your awareness. You are not your thoughts, right? And so you're also learning to better discern the body mind versus the channeled insight that is coming through. And so, yeah, hope that makes sense. Shut the front door, the Queen of Clubs always. Right? Joanne. I would also like a card. My question is, when I see things through a distorted lens, How do I get focus? Ooh, that is a beautiful question. Hmm. I had an experience with distortion that rose up really recently. I had reconnected with an ex, and we were just having a conversation, and he he gave me three um I was going to say validations, but they're not validations, but three beautiful things, like three gifts. Like, oh my God, and I think that you're so beautiful, and I love that you're so intelligent, and this and that and the other, right? And so he shared this with me in that one conversation three times. And I actually stopped and I'm like, what is going on? Why are you giving me all of these beautiful words now when you didn't share that with me when we were together? And he's like, shut the front door. Hold on a second. That is so untrue, Arlene. I shared that throughout the relationships. I would always tell you how extraordinary you were when I would see one of your lives, or I would always share how proud I was when you got a new client, or you expanded your business, or you did this or that or the other. And the moment that he started to share all of these things, it was like the distortion started to release. I started to cry, and there was a release of the distortion itself. There was a part of me that wasn't receiving. And so through that, I want to say 3-year relationship, I didn't hear it or see it or experience it at all. And so it's I'm curious what card will come out. Yeah. So you're doing it. As you continue to take that love that you have for yourself higher, you can't help but have it mirrored back to you in your relationships, in your experience. And the 5 of hearts is, as you take your love higher, take your curiosity higher too. If I love me more, I simply know that I love me more. And I'm also playing in this energy of receipt. Am I willing to hear? And when I hear the words, when I see the experiences, when I receive, can I just allow it to continue to flow through me? Because these patterns are simply coming to an end. These patterns where I thought it wasn't me, where I thought I wasn't loved, where I thought I wasn't validated, or all of those things are falling away. But the key is for me to just continue to take the love for myself higher, and how I act on behalf of it higher, to take my value higher, so that I can just simply have it mirrored back, not because I need it, not because I want it, but because that is just the feedback I receive. It's just receiving, right? Because it's always going to be cued from me. And so as this is cued from me, as I take this love higher, my physical experience is going to change with others. And so the way that I experience, it's like the distortion will just show up, and it will just start to disintegrate. For me, it felt like this veil lifted and my eyes were like, I see more. And so one of the things that I played with in this is, I'm willing to see me more. I'm willing to see more of me. I'm willing to see more of the essence of me. And I love myself through it. Right. And in that, I allow for just the distortions to rise. I'm not chasing them. It's just happening. And so the beauty in that is that people start to come back to mirror that back to you. And the thing is my ex, he came back into my life because if I had not, I wouldn't have heard it from anyone else. I needed him to be the person to mirror that back to me. And that's all he came back for, just to mirror that back to me. And then it was distortion gone. So I love that. I love that the 5 diamonds came up, because that's his card. Right? So good morning, Debbie. How are you? You're welcome, Samantha. I'd love a card. My daughter is really sick. Excuse me. It's brought so much awareness to be present and focused. I feel it was a full stop check-in on where I was not focused. I get to choose everything and do whatever I choose without judgment or expectations. Absolutely. I love that. I feel like you pulled more into the observer of your experience. Whoops. Interesting. That fell out. Huh. Yeah. 9 of diamonds. So I love this. Okay. So as you're coming into, it's almost like inviting in soft focus. So as you come into being the observer in your life, you are aware of everything, but you're not taking everything personally. And so as you are the observer, your higher self, your high essence is now guiding you to, okay, go check in on your daughter. And then you're hearing the body and it's like, oh man, oh, okay, we need some food. Oh, okay, this is my next. And so as you come into this place of soft focus, being the higher essence, not being connected so deeply to the emotions, to the thoughts, to the material, you actually start to feel into, and this is my next thing. And this is my next thing. Oh, I need to go check in on this client. Oh, my business needs some caring for. And so it's almost like this, you're not letting go of the material. You're not letting go of the material experiences. You're just bringing it into a soft focus. And as it's needed, it will unfold. So it's like driving in the fog. When I needed to know what if the light was green or red, like it started to unfold and I saw it and I could slow down. And so it's this beautiful dance that you're being invited to do. And when you're in this place of high essence and you're observing your life, there is no judgment. There is no expectation. You're simply in the now, aware of all. And so I love that. And your result is Ace of Spades. And the Ace of Spades is like, okay, this is like up-leveling your awareness of self, up-leveling your awareness of yourself as a creator, a deeper sense in knowing yourself as this essence. And this, I feel like in this practice, in playing with this, there's almost like there's this landing in of this extraordinary gift, whether it's channeling or movement with energy or something else that wants to just kind of present itself for you. And so I'm really excited for you, Carla. It's awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Debbie. Happy Thanksgiving. Feeling things are about to fall into place. Let's see. Janine, feeling like things are about to fall into place, come into form in many areas. Curious to know what the cards say. Girls Weekend in Whistler with Silent Spa Day on Saturday feels beautiful and like, oh, Silent Spa Day. That's fun. Love that. Okay, let's see. Okay. So, right. I'm just feeling into your energy. I know you're a 2 of clubs. You just had your birthday. You're in Mercury. 7 of diamonds. So 7 of diamonds, there's this revealing that's happening for you. And the revealing that's happening for you is of your value itself, of wealth, of this energy of enoughness. And so this rising up in your own values, not that you aren't, right? Like not that you don't value yourself, but it feels like what's possible in this silent day retreat, which is a day of, integration, is you're going to come into this discovery of, it almost feels like there's this sweeping energy that flows through you where you just know it. Yeah, just like there's no doubt in your value. There's no doubt in your worthiness. There's no doubt that you trust that money or wealth or the material experiences that you want will come. And so um the seven of diamonds is like, stay in that energy, stay in the energy of high value, stay in the energy of high love, stay in the energy of that frequency, whatever that frequency is, that's part of this intention that you have, and allow this to shift. I feel like this shift that's going to happen is going to be at a cellular level. So how perfect is it that you will be at a spa that day? And yeah, it's this like coming into awareness as you raise your value that you're going to it's almost like I don't know. Have you ever seen that meme with Shock? I don't know, is it Shock? That basketball player, the big basketball player, and it's this meme, and all of these negative words are coming, and he moves it aside, and he's almost dancing. So he's like, a negative thought, yeah, not there. Another negative thought, yeah, not there. And so there's this mastery that's coming in where as you're landing into your higher value, and the value not just of within, but the value of the body, the value of your life, the value of everything, that you come into, it's almost like this locking into place. Yeah, know it. You just know you're a value. You just trust that you are a value, and the mind almost settles into, okay, I get it. Like, I'm done with the stories. I'm done with telling stories of the past. I'm done with like far reaching in the future, and I will be with you in the now. And so it's almost this, it's also this like this dream energy as you land in, okay, has my intention expanded? Has my intention become more? And so I'm excited for you to play with that and to hear what happens for you. You're welcome, Joanne. I've set the intention of not letting negativity get me. Beautiful. Then I started getting messages, signs, and gifts. Oh, beautiful. The universe even made my intention of hearing from someone happen. I love that. I would love a card, but I am on track. You are on track. Absolutely. I love that. Good morning, Mesa. All right. Francine. Keep going. Keep going. Keep being in that flow. Keep being in the energy of that intention. Keep on allowing yourself to be inspired with it. And there's this invitation to play, right? I feel like as you're going through the weekend, you're going to notice little bits and pieces of what's going to want to fall away as you are in connection with your family, with your friends, as you're celebrating. Maybe if you go to the mall, you'll start to notice little nuggets. That's how it's come. Little nuggets that are just going to want to be pushed away. Like, but it's this willingness to just see the nugget, to see the information, and to choose, oh, I'm done with that. And so these little nuggets are these patterns, these little Klingons that are staying here, where it's like, yeah, I'm done with that. That's good. I'm just going to come back, and I'm going to feel this, the love or the positivity. I'm going to feel the essence of me. And so as you're continuing to move forward with this intention, things will start to fall away more and more. It almost feels like there's going to be a speeding up of it. There might be a speeding up of it on Saturday, but by staying in this frequency and this energy and your intention, it's going to invite you to deepen your own sense of value as well. So very much like what was happening with Janine, same kind of thing will be happening with you. But the energy, the frequency is a little bit different. I'm feeling like this is based in self-love. And so self-love naturally moves into the direction of self-value. And so now it's like, add this in. And so it's a beautiful result. This is also, again, like I said, this is the wealth card, right? And so it's it's just the next, like you'll receive the next. And so I think that's extraordinary for you, Francine. Yeah. All right. Cece. How are you, Cecilia? You're welcome, Janine. All right. Mesa. My intention continues to be peace, harmony, and abundance. I received the intuitive shove, more like a nudge, to shift my business. So I'm also intending to remain open to receive more information as to how this will look and feel. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, it's so nice to see you. I love that. Yeah. All right. I feel like there's a shift that's happening for you, Mesa. So what I'm feeling is stepping up your game. So Cece, I would love for you to set an intention or a question so that I can get some more energy or some more information. Mesa, what I'm feeling is, okay, so when we think about peace and we think about harmony, the energy and the frequency of peace and harmony doesn't really move, right? It's I am it. I just simply am peace and I am harmony. And as I'm in that energy, things start to fall into place. Now, abundance is just all. And so as we're feeling into peace, harmony, and abundance, there's no movement. And so it's like, are you willing to bring in a new frequency to move you into action, to inspire you into action? It feels like it's not that you're done with peace, harmony, and abundance. It's you're expanding into more. And so I feel like your intention has expanded. And are you willing to expand your intention itself? Because I feel like it's been fulfilled, which I love. So let's see what happens, what comes up. King of Hearts. Yeah. So King of Hearts is saying exactly that. Like when we look at the underlying energy of the King of Hearts, it's the Four of Hearts, right? And so the structure, the stability, all of it's there. You've got the peace, you've got the harmony, you've got the abundance, and you know how to navigate it when you're not, right? You know that when you are having experiences, you know how to navigate yourself to shift your own energy so that you can come back to peace, harmony, and abundance. But the King is like, there's more that you want in your life. You want more. You are the queen. You are the king of your kingdom. And as you are overseeing your life, it feels like there's something that is rising up for you to see so that you can decide to have it. And so I feel like the shift could be in your business. I know that you have an Airbnb. I know that you have a stable with horses. Like you've got all of these things. And so I feel like it just got bigger. And so the King is, we need some more energy. We need some more movement. We need some more emotional frequency, some more quality here to move. And so I can feel the energy. I'm not sure if you can feel the energy that's wanting to rise up within you. I can feel the excitement. I can feel the fun. I can feel the play. But there's this certain frequency that's rising up for you right now in this moment. Impact. That's the energy. And so what does impact feel like in the body? Just feel that energy of impact. Do you feel that? Like it feels expansive. And so as you bring in this frequency of impact and you start to set your intention, right? I decide that I'm going to impact. I decide to be impacted. I decide that I'm going to impact those in my life. I decide that I'm going to impact as many people as I can to help them heal themselves, all of those things. Like I decide that. And so the result is a 9 of spades. And so the Nine of Spades is this shifting in your own spiritual awareness, your spiritual gifts. There's this opening that's coming forth. I feel like you're going to deepen in your own. I feel like they could be energetic modalities. It can be another way of doing something, or it can actually be bringing almost all of your gifts, all of the skills together so that you can discover a way to express that out into the world. And so I am like so excited for you. This is extraordinary. And there's some shifting happening. So allow that energy in the heart to rise up. And to be in that space. Yeah. Right. I can feel the heart opening up right now. So just simply allowing that to open up and to stay in that claim, stay in that decision. This is my intention. This is what I want. This is my expression. This is how I'm expressing myself in the world, myself in the world as my gift. This is my essence that flows. So, so good. Be with that energy for a bit and allow that to just move. You can feel it coming up the head. Yep. Oh, good stuff. Cecilia. Oh, you're welcome, Francine. Okay. 1 second. All right. Going through some major shifts. I've been feeling you lately, so I love that you're here. Going through some major shifts. If you could feel into what is next for me in whatever vein you feel. I trust you and your guides to share what resonates. Yeah. I can feel in the belly there's something that's brewing. So there's something that's brewing, but there's a little bit of fear that's holding on to it, because whatever it is that you're creating is completely different from what you want, or completely different in how it looks right now. And so you're being invited to release the fears of what it's actually release the outcome, release the expectation itself, because the expectation is what's causing the attachment, and the attachment being the fear that's holding you from birthing this experience. I feel like there's also this, you're almost, hold on. You're waiting for a download to come. You're waiting for information to come, but the information's already here. You've already received all of the information that you need, and you have the clarity. It's just, are you willing to decide and act upon the clarity? And so I feel like it's going to make a big shift in your business. And I can hear you. Like there's a little bit of hurt with it, a little bit of pain with it. There's a little bit of like, I'm seeing behind you, you've built this community. You've built this community with others. You're partnered with others. You have this flourishing business that's back here. And it feels like you want to let that fall into entropy, into completion, but you're holding on to it. There's a part of your head that's holding on to it because you don't see, and obviously you don't see the community here. You don't see the money here. You don't see all of the things. And so the attachments are to what you have already created. And your invitation is to let go and to decide. And when you decide, it doesn't mean that you take action right away, but it's coming into the energy of, okay, I'm willing to go into the direction of what's next. And so, yeah, I can feel your throat starting to rise up. And so the Four of Diamonds is like, right. Money doesn't just come from back there. Like money, wealth, all of the things that you desire doesn't just come from back there. It actually has like all of these other possibilities that you're not even seeing. All of these possible flow of wealth, flow of clients, flow of material, flow of like another cottage if you wanted. Like all of the things that you want are not back here, but you're restricting your own flow because you're holding on to something that is wanting to actually fall away. And in that wanting to fall away, it doesn't mean that it's falling apart. It just means that it's becoming something different. And so will you allow it to become something different? It almost feels like someone else wants to take that over. So the willingness to decide, or actually to come back to, what is it that I want? What do I want? What do I want to experience? Am I willing to allow myself to, I love it, you're releasing. Yeah, there's just this little part here at the head. Am I willing to allow myself to have that and to release this resistance to what's back there already? Because I'm on a new journey. And so you're being initiated into this new journey where you're being invited to understand creation itself, to understand that you are a creator, to understand that we work with universal law, to understand that building a business is not material to material. It's not, it's not, it's not, well, he's saying it's not hard. Like it's not, it begins with, understanding what it is that you want, you need to build the website, to do this, to do that, to do this, to do this. You set it up. But once you set it, it's set, and you can just let things happen. You don't have to work 16-hour days in order to have what it is that you want. You actually create these experiences. And so you're being invited to realize that there is much more ease. There's much more ease, and you have to let that go in order for that to be severed, so that you can discover the flow and to play with the universe. So I love that for you. That's fun and extraordinary. And we are at noon here, EST. So thank you. New programs, things coming through that are in flow with my healing modalities that I love. I love that, Cecilia. That's brilliant. Beautiful. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me live. It was beautiful to share this experience with you. Happy Thanksgiving to all of my American friends. And yeah, if you have any curiosities, song healing. If no one has ever heard Cecilia sing, she has an extraordinary voice. Yeah. If you were curious about your numerology, numerology can give you so much insight, so many layers to what's happening in your life, to what it is that you are here to clear, karma, right? With karma, to understand a depth to your soul's purpose, to all of these beautiful things. Then I invite you to connect with me and let's schedule a call. All right. Sending you all so much love. I'll talk to you soon. See you in the spaces. Bye for now.